So if you're a college senior, you probably have maybe 8 or 9 months before you probably hope to be gainfully employed, hopefully in a job that you not just love and enjoy, but one that will launch you into a career that you're really interested in. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Anna Peters with College Recruiter, where we believe that every student in Grayson Grad deserves a great career. And I am with EY's Jill Wilson, who is part of EY's U.S. campus recruiting team, and she has all kinds of advice that I can't wait to hear for seniors to take this coming year in stride, to know what exactly you should be doing during the year, not wait to the last minute, so that you will find a job that you love without having to panic. So thank you for joining us, Jill.
Thank you very much, Anna, for having me. I'm excited.
Let's start, Jill, with the negative, and then we'll move on to the positive, because I want students to understand what could happen if they wait. So can you tell us a story about a student, or in general, students who wait all year to apply for internships or jobs at EY?
Yeah, sure. And I can say over the years, I've been doing this for close to 10 years now in recruiting. And I've had a number of candidates that email me in April or May or, even a few months after graduation asking about job opportunities and really start the process at that point. And unfortunately, my answer is usually the same, and it's usually not a good one, that we filled our positions at that time. In our experience, a lot of our full-time recruiting happens during the fall semester. So if you're waiting to spring, unfortunately, you do lose a lot of the opportunities that could be available to you. Now, I'm not going to say that it's impossible to get a job, because sure, you could probably land something if you wait, but it's probably not going to be the job or the career path that's really right for you. So definitely recommend kind of starting sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm. Start looking now. Good. Okay, so if a senior starts looking now, what are those big buckets that he or she should have in mind to accomplish as the year moves along, to be able to check off and say, I did this, now this is coming up?
Yes. No, great question. And I think personally, one of the best things that you can do is to take a self-inventory, find out and really understand what's important to you, knowing your interests, what you value, what's important, some of your traits, personality-wise, your strengths. If you can really understand what's important to you as an individual, that will help you determine the types of companies that align with some of your same values and those things that are important. And then it'll also give you a idea of what career paths are right for you too. So it will help you start narrowing the search, because it can be pretty wide when you start looking at what job you want to get. And then also that self-inventory can then help you in the interview process, because you've already thought through some of those experiences that you've had, and that becomes a library of things that you can pull from when you're going through the interviewers or the interviews and really showcasing your talents.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also recommend utilizing your resources. A lot of career centers out there have a number of resources that are beneficial to seniors and to those looking for college or looking for jobs or internships. A lot of mock interviews, resume critiques. They also, a lot of times, will have a calendar of events for when companies are coming to campus, and you can learn or figure out when you want to start networking, what you want to attend, so forth. In addition to the career centers, using your peers. So seeking out some of those peers in your classes, in your student organizations that have already lined up a job with some of your, what I would say, your short list of companies. They are a great resource because they can give you some direct insight into what it's like, because they've been through the recruiting process and they know a little bit about what those companies are looking for.
And alumni too.
Yes, they are huge resources to utilize. And then the last piece, I would say, networking. I think that's kind of the buzzword when you think of recruiting, is that you've got a network. And one of the things that I always recommend is that it's to be much more focused on quality versus quantity.
Yeah.
That you can go out and you can attend 100 different events, but if you're not really making a connection or getting to know the person that you're talking to, it's not going to matter. And so really committing 100% of your attention in that conversation or being engaged with that professional you're talking to, that will also help you keep you top of mind for them when you're not standing right in front of them. So making a connection and then following up, sending an email, finding out when they're going to be on campus again. I think those are some of the key things that seniors can start doing right away.
And I would add, so that people don't have, when they think of networking, they don't automatically think of only events, because that's not the only way to network. You know, people, especially who are not comfortable in big events or even with lots of people around them, start on LinkedIn, right? So you can find the companies and the people who work there, and then reach out to them and ask them for, say, an informational interview, or go out for coffee or something like that, and ask them about their own jobs. Like, tell me what you do, and then you can learn about that job and see if you're interested in it.
Oh, I agree 100%. That, you know, networking now is very different, and I think it happens online just as much as what it does in person. So,
yeah. Good. Okay, why don't we wrap up our part one, because we will have a second part. We will continue the conversation with more tips from Jill. Jill Wilson at EY. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a minute.
Thank you, Anna.